Hello everyone. In today's video, I am going to talk about relative mass and mass spectra. And after I talk about this topic in a brief, I will answer some of the questions that are related to the syllabus of A levels. So let's define some of the relative masses. Relative atomic mass is the weighted average mass of an atom compared with carbon-12, where one atom of carbon-12 has mass of exactly 12 units. Relative molecular mass, which is also represented by Mr, is the mass of a molecule compared with carbon-12, where one atom of carbon-12 has mass of exactly 12 units. Relative formula mass is the mass of one formula unit of a compound compared with carbon-12, where one atom of carbon-12 has mass of exactly 12 units. Relative isotopic mass is the mass of a particular isotope of an element compared with carbon-12, where one atom of carbon-12 has mass of exactly 12 units. And as we know, an element can have multiple isotopes, and we can show the abundance of the isotopes in the mass spectra diagram. And in A-level syllabus, um, we need to solve problems that are related to the formula shown on the screen. And basically, we have two formulae in mass spectra topic. The first one is relative abundance is equal to peak height by total height into 100%. The second formula is AR, that is relative atomic mass is equal to sigma mass into relative abundance by 100. And in later slides, I will show you how to use this formula to tackle some problems. And hopefully it may increase your score in the examinations as well. And in mass spectra diagram, on the x-axis we show the mass, and on the y-axis we show the relative abundance. So let's start solving some questions that are typical to relative mass and mass spectra. So please pause the video and read this question 1 by yourself. So according to formula, we can calculate AR by sigma mass into relative abundance by 100. So in question we have silicon 28. This is the mass number of silicon 28 into its relative abundance is 92.21. And since we have sigma, we need to add this to. Now the silicon 29 has the mass of 29 into its relative abundance is 4.70, and we also have silicon 30. So now we add again, and that is the plus and plus 30. So this is the mass of silicon 30 into its relative abundance is 3.09. And in formula we need to divide by 100. So by using formula we divide it by 100 because we have expressed the relative abundance in percentage. It is given in the question. So finally we get 28.11, and we can give the unit of AMU, atomic mass unit. So this is the relative atomic mass of silicon. So 28.11 is our answer. And here are questions 2, question 3 and question 4. And in these questions also we are going to find the relative atomic mass of the respective elements. So let me now first solve the question number 2, and here we are going to find the relative atomic mass of silver, and we have two isotopes here, and one isotope has the mass of 107 and its relative abundance is 51.88, and we add this to the next isotope, that is it has the mass of 109 and its relative abundance is 48.12, and by using formula we divide this by 100. So when we calculate this we get 107.96 AMU. So this is the relative atomic mass of silver, and this is answer to question number 2. So now let me move to question number 3 and find the relative atomic mass of boron. And here also we have two isotopes, and the isotope of boron 10 has the mass of 10 and its relative abundance is 19.7, and we have another isotope of boron and that has the mass of 11 and its relative abundance is 80.7, and by using formula we divide this by 100, and when we calculate this we get the answer of 10.85. So this is the relative atomic mass of boron, and this is the answer to question number 3, 10.85. So now I am going to solve question number 4, and here I am going to find the relative atomic mass of gallium. And here also we have two isotopes of gallium. One isotope is gallium 69, so it has mass number of 69 and its relative abundance is 60.2. And we have another isotope of gallium and it has mass number of 71 and its relative abundance is 39.8. and by using formula we need to divide this by 100. So when we calculate this as a whole we get the answer 69.80 AMU. So this is the relative atomic mass of gallium. So the answer to question number 4 is 69.80. So in this question, we are going to calculate the relative atomic mass of zirconium, and we are using the mass spectra to calculate the value. So on the x-axis of the mass spectra, we have the mass number of the isotopes, and on the y-axis of the mass spectra, we have the relative abundance respectively. So from the graph, we can see that zirconium has 5 isotopes, and their mass number is 90, 91, 92, 94, and 96 respectively. And their relative abundance is 51.45, 11.22, 17.15, 17.38, and 2.80 respectively. So now let's use these values to calculate the relative atomic mass of zirconium. So first we have 90, which is the mass number of the isotope, and its relative abundance is 51.45, plus we have 91 with the relative abundance of 11.22, plus we have mass number 92 with the relative abundance 17.15. Then we have mass number 94 with relative abundance 17.38. 38. And finally, we have mass number 96 with relative abundance 2.80, and we divide these by 100 according to the formula, and finally we get 91.4. So this is an approximate value of the relative atomic mass of zirconium. And please pause the video and read the questions by yourself and try to understand the question. The answer is two isotopes approximately equally abundant. So the answer to the above question is that the two isotopes are equally abundant. And let's see how they are equally abundant. Remember the formula of relative atomic mass. We know AR is equal to sigma mass into relative abundance by 100. So in this question, AR relative atomic mass is 80, and we have two isotopes, and one isotope has mass 79 and the other isotope has mass 81. So 79 into, let the relative abundance of bromine 79 be X, and there is bromine 81, and let's its relative abundance be Y. And since there are only two isotopes, X plus Y should be equal to 100, because the sum of the relative abundance should always be equal to 100. That means X plus Y can be written in place of 100. And when we do cross multiplication, we get 80X plus 80Y is equal to 79X plus 81Y. So that means now 80X minus 79X is equal to 81Y minus 80Y. So that means X is equal to Y. So remember what are X and Y? X is the relative abundance of bromine 79 and Y is the relative abundance of bromine 81. Since the relative abundances are equal, the two isotopes are equally abundant. Hence proved. Please pause the video and try to understand the question by yourself. The answer is 22 neutrons, and the other answer, the second part, is other isotopes are lighter and not very abundant. According to question, the mass number of one isotope of argon is 40. So the mass number of a particular isotope of argon is equal to 40. But we know that argon has the atomic number of 18. That means number of proton is equal to 18. We also know that mass number is equal to number of proton plus number of neutron. That means number of neutron is equal to mass number minus number of proton, which gives us N is equal to 40 minus 18 in this case. So that means N is equal to 22. So the number of neutrons in an isotope of argon which has the mass of mass number of 40 is 22. So that isotope contains 22 neutrons in it. So now let's move to the second part of the question. The second part of the question says that relative isotopic mass of this isotope is 39.961, but the relative atomic mass of argon is 39.948. So what deduction can be made from this information? Actually, we can deduce two things, two information. We can deduce two things from the given information. The first thing is that the other isotopes are lighter. This is because relative atomic mass of argon is below the relative isotopic mass of that particular isotope. So this reduction in the value from 39.961 to 39.948 is caused by other isotopes of argon which are lighter than this particular isotope. The second deduction that we can make from the above information is that the other isotopes are not very abundant. Even though they caused the reduction in the value, the gap is not very large. That means the other isotopes were very less in amount. And please pause the video and try to understand the question by yourself. The answer to this question is 72, and we need to bear in mind always that the relative molecular mass of the compound is given by the last peak in the mass spectral diagram. So the peak with largest m by g ratio must be molecular ion peak. So largest m by g means always in the last part of the x-axis, and here it is 72, so the answer is 72 to this question.